positive.
Hello, thank you for joining us to September 23rd. Oh, today is the first day of fall, right?
Right.
And it's Libra season. I have joining me today the new Miss Lovely Black. This is something kind of different. She and I just talked a little bit earlier before the show started, and I was trying to tell her that this was kind of different for me to be interviewing somebody that's originally, well, not now you're not anymore.
Right.
Actor, a porn star, adult entertainment, and this is going to be kind of like a different interview for me. But I want to thank my viewers for watching, and this is going to be pretty interesting. So we're just going to talk a little bit about how you came from survival to faith. And it kind of threw us off a little bit because when we got you as an interview, I was telling you I kind of have a roster of people that I pick from to come on the show. And I usually meet people that come on. And when my assistant got you, she kind of got it mixed up because we were kind of a little confused about it. And we're just going to talk a little bit, and we're going to be real. We're going to be transparent.
Right.
You told me you're an open book.
I am.
So we're just going to talk about you being in the adult entertainment world. I don't know a lot of people personally that was in the entertainment world. I don't think I really know anybody that was. I mean, how was that? I mean, what made you decide that you wanted to be in the adult entertainment? Are you from here?
No, I am not.
You
I'm
are
from Florida.
You're from Florida. Oh, wow. I'm from Florida, too. So you say you were originally part of the Florida Hot Girls.
Right.
What is the Florida Hot Girls? Because I had a misconception of what they were. There's like two different groups of Florida Hot Girls, right? So the group that you're from, explain that to them so my viewers will know.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
glad to be here. So there's one original group of the Florida Hot Girls, and there may have been people to claim the name Florida Hot Girls, but it's only one group. And we were established in 2000, the year 2000, and we actually just traveled city to city from the south of Florida to the south of Georgia, and we did entertainment shows, and that was our livelihood. I love to dance, and so I just crossed with me being on the drum line to exotic dancing. I don't know, it's a crazy reference. And I did that for about 3 years.
So did you think being exotic dancing, was there, like, just for instance, people choose careers
Right.
because they feel, okay, I'm going to be a teacher. I mean, a lot of people these days pick careers for crazy reasons, but
Right.
I want to make a lot of money, or I want to make a difference in somebody's life. What was the reason for you choosing to be an exotic dancer? I mean, did you want to make quick money? Did you want to live a lifestyle of exotic dancer? Did you have stories of how they lived? I'm just curious to know.
That's a big question. I was 18, so at 18 you're not thinking.
Okay.
You're not. You don't have the whole thing in your head. By 18, I was finished school. I had a trade under my belt, and I was going to work, and I just knew that me working was not it. And you try different things on your journey to find out what's for you, but your family teaches you to go to school, go to college, get a degree, and then go work for somebody else. And back then, that's all we knew. And I just knew that I was not comfortable with living my life working for somebody else. So, not thinking about how you also have the fast money, you also have the lifestyle that you can afford where you can get up when you want to, you can buy whatever you want to, you can do whatever you want to. So it just became a lifestyle for me with the fast money.
So when we watch Player Club, that's not how really being an exotic dancer really is, right? So I mean, I understand with you it was different because it was back then. Player Club is kind of like a different thing, but you know, it's like they party,
right?
They meet guys that are in the big guys,
right?
They go on trips. Is that one of the things that you were thinking about when you decided to be an exotic dancer?
Well, we did all of those things. Yeah, you went on plenty of trips. You went shopping for free. You know, this is the craziest thing, that when a guy understands that you're in the entertainment industry, he has no problem at all spending money on you. But when a guy just meet you as a regular female, you know, that's when you're gonna have the issues. That's when he's gonna try to play with your mind and you know, not try to do this or try to do that. But in the adult entertainment industry, most of the time when a guy meets you, he is ready to spend money on you, take you shopping, take you on vacations and trips. That's just how it goes.
So what made you decide that, okay, this exotic dancing thing is not working for me, I need more? And you decide you want to do porn. Is that the reason why you did porn? Or is it something that you just wanted to venture out to something different? What was it that made you wanted to move to that level from exotic dancing, which seems like the limelight then, to porn?
Well, back then as well, we weren't hustling on the internet. We really didn't have like the whole internet situation going on. But it was definitely like, I want to do something different. I want to do something more. Being an exotic dancer, you get used to the attention. So the attention that was coming from it was nothing to me. I had relocated to Baton Rouge, and somebody reached out and was like,
ooh, I went to school in Baton Rouge.
Somebody reached out and was like, hey, you know, you really should, you know, try porn. And I was like, why would I? And then they said, just, you know, do a video and see how it works. So I did this really lame video. It was really, really lame. But I put it online, and it had over 1 million views in 30 days. And I said, well, 1 million views, maybe this is something, you know, I should, you know, check into. Being a fresh face in the industry, it was also a good thing because you could get your bookings at that point. You didn't really have an agent. You didn't really have, you know, all of the extra that came along with it. The person that came to me to get into the industry was supposed to be my agent, but he didn't realize that I was as business savvy as I was, because even being in the streets, you know, I still had business smarts. So, you know, I ended up getting rid of him and just going full-fledged by myself, and just kind of ran in the industry from 2009 into the end of 2013.
So were you doing the both of them? Were you still doing the dancing and as well as acting, doing the porn at the same time? Were you? That's got to be a heck of a life to juggle. I mean, you moved to Baton Rouge. You left Florida now. You've moved to Baton Rouge. So were you in Baton Rouge, or were you making trips back to Florida in between doing the acting part?
I traveled everywhere. That's the thing about it. I always traveled everywhere. I stayed in Baton Rouge for like a year, and then it was just time to take it to another level. So I moved to Atlanta in 2009. So when I moved to Atlanta, you know, this is like the Mecca. So I'm able to travel, you know, to go to California, whatever. When you're an actor, you go out and you book as many gigs as you can in one trip. So you may go to California and stay for a week and book whatever you can book in that 1 week, and then you come back. After you do your work, you're probably not going to shoot anymore for, you know, a month or so, just depending on how serious you're taking it. So with me having everything going on, I would probably shoot every other month, I would say. And so I was just basically, you know, living from in between there.
So you and I talked a little bit about judgmental people, fake people. Being in the industry, we know that people frown, and they frown at people with backgrounds. It's like, you a porn star, or you an exotic dancer. Well, they don't too much do it now because it seems like they glorify strippers like they're movie stars now. What do you do when you meet people and they say, "Oh, you used to be a porn star or you used to be a stripper"? How do you interact with people that are judgmental about your past?
Easy. I don't.
You don't?
Like, here's the thing. People are always going to be judgmental. And the one thing in rebranding myself to become who I am today, the publicist and everyone said, change your name. Disassociate yourself with Miss Lovely Black.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Why was that a problem?
Like, because, it's so frowned upon to come and try to live a regular life coming from porn, that because so many people are so judgmental. And I just said, I'm not going to do that because I want to be able to help somebody. There's no help out there for us when we want to straighten our life up and do the right thing. When you go to the government is going to put you in a training program or a vocational program and put you back into their work wheel. That's not help. You can't really justify going from making this amount of money to working a regular job getting paid between $9 and $12 an hour. That's not justifiable. So my thing is to help others know you can come out and be an entrepreneur. You can grow your own business, but move when you're ready to move. People are very judgmental. I handle all of just about everything. I make sure that I touch whoever's working on my team. I look at it. I make sure everything is booked correctly. There are a lot of people that look and be like, oh, well, she did porn. People don't want to hear about that because they feel it's so taboo. It's $1 billion industry. How can it be taboo? But, everyone wants to hold a certain persona. And the only thing that I can tell you is that you are not me and I am not you. We have different walks of life. We made different decisions in life. Kudos to those that went to school, graduated, and went and worked for somebody else and worked their way up a corporate ladder to make somebody else rich. That's not the path that I chose. That's not the path. I've tried corporate, but it's just not for me. I don't fit in.
So what would you say to anybody? Say maybe we have some viewers that have granddaughters or daughters, and they're convinced that they want to be a stripper or they want to be in the industry that you're in. What advice that you have for them? Would you advise them to try to choose a different path? Or would you tell them to just follow their own heart or their own guide on what they feel that they should do? What would you tell them? Most importantly is allow them to live their own life. The most pressure that I got living my life was from my family. And a lot of people don't get out here, or they're very private or secretive about what they do, is because of what their family is going to say. The fear that their family is going to shun them, disown them, and so on and so forth. So if you're a family, I say be as supportive as you possibly can, and allow these people to be them, but also just make sure that they know that you love them. Because when it's all said and done, they have their own life to live. We are all given one life to live. We're not given multiple lives to live unless we have children. And then at that point, your children still have their life to live once they get grown. So allow these people to live their life to the best that they see fit so that they can make their own mistakes. Because you can tell them all day about the mistakes that you made in life. But if they can't experience it on their own, they're never going to fully understand. Yeah. So talking about children, you have children. You have 3 boys, right?
Yes, I do.
3 boys. And 2 of your boys, you have one boy from a known rapper. You have another one from a former NFL player.
Right.
And you've decided to leave all that other stuff. And that's what our topic was, from survival to faith.
Right.
You decided that at some point in your life that the adult entertainment business, the business of being in porn and all that stuff was not for you anymore.
Right.
At what point in your life that you decided, hey, this is not going to work for me? I got to find a different way. Did you have kids that make you change your mind? What is it that made you decide that, okay, hey, enough is enough. I got to do something different. I want something different out of life.
Right.
And made you move forward to something different, to better life?
For me, it was for me. No change that you make will be solidified unless it's for the right reason. And the only reason that you should change anything is for yourself, because everything else is temporary. If that situation changes, then guess what? You're going to go back in. It was all for me. I started paying attention to the people around me. I started paying attention to the people I encountered, to the people that was in the industry as well. And I started to realize I didn't fit in. And I was just worn down, in the industry.
But you got to realize that was that kind of business. That was the lifestyle that you was in. You chose that, right?
I chose that. But at the time, I wasn't paying attention. This is a growth process now. I wasn't paying attention that I don't fit in with the people that's in it. I was paying attention to the money. So when I sat back and said, I don't fit into this, and I want to, live, a comfortable life, it was things that was happening, like, people were trying to rob me. People, tried to kidnap me, just by going out. It's like, I don't really want to live like that. I just want to balance myself. And then I started the transition to say, you know what, I'm going to, get out of this game. Like, I don't want it anymore. And that's where 2014 was one of the biggest years of my life, because that's when, I started making the move, and, I went back to school, and I officially hung up the adult entertainment and haven't looked back since.
So that means that you must have had a pivotal point in your life, that something happened that woke you up and said, hey, the Miss Lovely Black got to do something better.
Right.
Just, you got to be real with me. You got to let me know, what was that? I mean, you didn't just wake up and say, hey, I ain't going to do this no more. I ain't stripping no more. I ain't going to do no more porn. It had to be something.
In 2011, my mom was on her deathbed.
Okay.
She had, she was diagnosed with oral cancer. Me and my mom was very close.
Okay.
And, she had a talk with me on her deathbed, and she was like, you got to do better for your image. I'm not going to tell you what you can't do. I'm not going to tell you to stop doing anything, but pay attention to your image, because you only have
our image
one.
is everything, right?
She said you only have one. And I heard that, and in May 2011, she transitioned. And, after she transitioned, I just took it way harder than I probably thought that I would. Losing a parent is something that, that's losing a piece of you. And so it took about 2 years after that. And I just said, I just remembered everything that she would always tell me. I remembered, what she would want of me. And I just said, with everything going on around me, it's just time. And I think that she was actually a guiding force. My faith, my faith, me praying, me fasting, without God, none of this would be possible. So, I just started fasting more, and I made it a habit to fast the first day of every month. And I went over a year doing this, and I prayed more. And when I spoke to my mother, I just asked for strength to be able to pull this off. And then, I was able to do it. And it wasn't like a temporary stop. It was an official stop, because I never wanted to go back from there.
So it's like you just went cold turkey. You had made
cold
up in
turkey.
Your mind.
Right.
So, so we have like two different sides. You got the entertainment, you got the porn side, and then you decide you got the right side. Not saying that that's the wrong side, being judgmental, but we have the world, which is the wrong side sometimes, and we got the right side. When you decided that, okay, I'm going to do this, I got to do this, what about friends, the people that you hung around with, even some of the girls that you danced with? Did you lose them as friends?
Of course.
So there are not any of those friends that you could not say, hey, we got to change, we got to do something different, that you couldn't bring along with you?
No, it's not a right or wrong side. It's the past and the present and the future. And so, the people in my past life, I disassociated myself, because I knew they weren't, I've had those conversations, and it's just like, hey, I got to get it how I live. And it's a few that, I try to keep in contact with, but when they come around me, it's like you still have the same old conversation.
That spirit ain't right.
You still have the same things going on. And like, I'm trying to get my spirit right. I don't need to be around all of this stuff and going backwards. I need to focus. And so with that being said, and me knowing that I had to focus in the utmost respect for myself and my kids, I just kind of left everybody alone and started over.
Okay. So if we have any viewers that have any questions, our call-in number is 470-251-4343. And I'm sure you don't mind answering any questions, do you?
No, I don't.
Usually we don't have any, well, every now and then we do have callers, but there may be somebody that's interested in asking you some questions. I don't know, just they may be and may not. But it's just interesting to me how people decide or choose to pick a field in the adult entertainment. I don't know how they have the guts or the galls to just say, okay, I'm going to choose this. I always thought when I was younger, it's like, okay, we're going to do this for the money, you know? But then I hear people's stories about they do it for the glamour. They do it for a lot of different reasons. And I do want to tell you that I'm proud that you decided to make a change. Did you decide, okay, when you did make this change, did you have any of your kids then? One of them, your oldest son. So so that was kind of like a driving force too, right? So you had to think about him as well, right?
Yeah, but honestly, it was like, as long as he was taken care of, because I had him before I started. Well, like, I had him the first year that I got out there. And then, you know, from there, it was more so like, you know, being young-minded. You know, I wasn't thinking. I knew he was well taken care of. I made sure, you know, that he didn't want for anything. And so that's what my thought process was at then. But it's the same thing as you pick anything else. It's just me not wanting to do it. I didn't do it for the naysayers. I didn't do it for the people that have anything to say about what it was I was doing. I did it for me because I just felt like, you know what, it's time to give that up. Now I'm a 7-time self-published book author, and I also have a radio show that's been on the air for over 2 years, an online radio show, which have been online for over 2 years. And, you know, I dabble in artist promotion and so on and so forth. So, you know, it's just really finding something that just doesn't require as much to do.
And you kind of didn't really leave it because you brought the name with you. You just changed it a little bit.
I'm still
you
the
add
same
the
person.
V, so you ain't totally just leave it.
The new. Yeah, I'm new now. You know, like the past me was, you know, that character I created. You know, because Miss Lovely Black is a character that I created, you know, which is a fictional character. She was an actress, you know. So that character that I created, she's there. I'm not shunning what I did. I'm not running from what I did. I'm not hiding from what I did. This is me. So, you know, when everyone told me to change your name and disassociate yourself with that name, I went on this journey for a reason. Okay. No, I want to be able to help people. And if I can just help one person, then that's all that matters. All that matters. So I just put the new on it. The new Miss Lovely Black. Okay. You know, she's getting her mommy mogul on. She's doing all
Well, let's talk about the new. The new. Since you are the new, right. Let's talk about your accomplishments as the new.
Right.
What have you accomplished? I heard you say you have 7 books, so you're an author 7 times.
Right.
You have an online radio show that was, we're going to talk about that radio show. And then your books. What type of books do you write? First, let's back up a little bit. You have some degrees. You say you got 2 diplomas and 2 degrees. Is that right? So what 2 diplomas and what 2 degrees did you get?
Bachelor's business administration, a bachelor's in business administration, medical administration. I have a diploma in that. Finance, stock, and annuities, dabbled there as well. And what else did I go to school for? Medical, PCT.
Okay. And then you said that you're a business owner. So what business do you have? What do you what businesses? Okay, we know you got the radio station. That we're going to save that for last because they may not be ready for that one. So we're going to save that one. But what businesses do you own and operate?
Well, that's it. That's my brand. Those are my business. To be able to write, you have to, you know, have a business.
Okay.
To be able to do that. So everything I do, I put it under SB and D LLC. And so, you know, with that LLC, everything that I touch, I do real estate as well. So when I'm flipping houses, it's under there. I've been in real estate actually. Got my real estate license in about 2004, 2005. And I had opened a slew of online clothing and shoe stores.
Oh, okay. So these books. Let's talk about these books. What is it? The Confession. What is it?
Confessions of a Mattress Actress trilogy.
Okay.
It's a 3-part series.
That sounds.
It's actually my confessions, but because I had to change names. But it's actually about a walk in my life, and up until the point where my mom passed away. So I created a character, Zenobia Black, and Zenobia is actually telling my story from start to finish, just more detailed than what we went over.
Okay.
Right now.
Did you have some wild adventures as being an exotic dancer? Like some crazy stuff that happened that we hear stories like the Florida girl, when she told me, when my assistant told me about the Florida Hot Girls, I knew the Florida Hot Girls as a different realm. They were like girls that were, they robbed guys, they set them up, they did different things. They were exotic dancers, but they took it to the next level.
Yeah.
They were like exotic dancers that went on these dances, but they end up robbing the guys or, doing crazy stuff, So that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, this kind of like a gangster girl you got on the show, Like, Lisa, are you setting me up or something?
No. Listen,
So, okay.
no matter what you do in life, you have to do it with consistency and integrity. I have never robbed anybody. I have never stole anything. Like, I'm me 100%. So anything that I did, it was with consistency and integrity.
Okay.
It's me doing what I have to do. You don't have to rob anybody if you're doing what's right, because you're going to make your own money. So I was never on that side of the fence.
And karma is something else.
Yes,
isn't
it is.
It comes around and so fast,
I don't want the karma.
And I know, and you're afraid these days to do anything to anyone. And then when you have a conscience, it's always in the back of your mind. And the choices that we make, we have to live with those choices.
Right.
So, your kids, the NFL player and the rapper, did you meet them while you were in your business? You did. Okay. So usually, and that's one of the other things that I think that women or young ladies choose that lifestyle because they think of a future. They think of a future with maybe meeting like you, an NFL player or a famous rapper that's going to take them out of that lifestyle. But some of them get stuck in that cycle where it does not happen. Yeah, no. One honest fact is that my youngest son, Dad, I had been knowing him for 8 years, and when we would have our conversations about what's next, I could say that he was honest with me and said, nothing's next when you in this game. When you. So he actually wanted you to get out of the exotic dancing game. He didn't tell me to get out, but he said, we can't do nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond us, hanging out. So actually, he didn't really take you serious because of the occupation that you had, right? Not serious enough for a relationship. We got in a relationship after I had got out, after I changed, and after I did everything that I was doing. And that's how we got our son. But for the most part, that stands out because he was the most honest. Other than that, you got a lot of men that still try to wife you and be in relationships and, all these things. But I was not going to try to be in a full relationship with somebody knowing that I was in the entertainment business, knowing I was around men all of the time. Come on now. Now, if the right person came along, come on, let's be honest now. I wasn't getting out for nobody but myself. Wow. So you telling me if the right NFL player came along or if the right rapper came along and offered you marriage in his hand and tell you to get out of the game, you wouldn't have done it? No. Only if you wanted to. So here's the thing, too, and this is what I want to speak to the young ladies out there that think that glorifies this life. If a man takes care of you, if a man had you, he everything you do comes out of his pocket, he's going to also control you. He's going to also tell you what to do, when to do, how to do it. Now, so listen, this the 37-year-old you talking now, right? Not the 18-year-old, okay? Right. Okay. But I've been in those situations, right? Okay. Where, men come along, and as long as they're taking care of you, you got to do what they say do. You got to move how they say move. You got to do all of this stuff. And let me tell you, you think you can do it until you get in that situation and you really want to go out with your homegirls and he says, okay, be home at 8.
You think you really want to do it until, you know, you have to deal with the narcissist side of him, you know. So get your own money. And that's just that's always been me. I get my own money, so I don't have to go through all of that. Now if you choose to give me something, then I'm thankful for that. But what I'm not going to do is be that person that is going to allow you to take me and put me somewhere and you out here doing, and then plus they gonna be doing what they doing still. So you just really getting paid to be a trophy, and your life becomes miserable, and you lose your self-esteem and your self-respect because, you know, you're not getting the attention, and it's just about this person, and this person is not showing you the love that you want to be showed to the utmost. So don't glorify what you see in the media. And as you see, most of these women, they go through relationships, and the more independent you are, the more, you know, those type of women you start to see that are single. It's not what it's cracked up to be. Trust me.
So in order to be in that business, in the porn or entertainment business, you got to be a pretty strong-willed person. Don't you'll lose it, right?
You will.
Yeah, you lose
a lot
it.
of drinking.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I was saying, I was actually kidding about the Players Club, but you know, those people are drawn into a life of partying, drugs, alcohol, promiscuous sex. They do it all. So I think that's why people are shunned, and they are looked upon the way that they're looked upon, because of those things that are associated with that occupation.
But you got people that do that and they're not in the occupation.
Yeah,
they do
you're
it for
right.
free.
You're
and nobody
absolutely
knows
right.
that they're doing it. So, you know, like, you know, that's
You're
the thing.
right.
You know, it's like, you know, you talking about me. You're not,
But
you know,
you're doing the yeah.
look, you know, this man here, he in church, and you want to talk about me, but look at what your granddaughter doing. You
Yeah,
know,
you're
your
right.
granddaughter got 5 kids and 5 baby daddies, and she only 21, and she ain't got nothing to show for it, and she on Section 8, and you know what I mean? So nobody's in the room to talk about, nobody has room to talk about anybody else and what they doing. However you choose to live your life, that's how you choose to live your life. Because we all know somebody that's doing better. We all know somebody that's doing worse. So, you know, just be an influence. Be a positive influence in their life. Speak life into them. The power is in your words. Your words are magical. Speak life into the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if anybody was interested in buying your books,
Right.
how would they do that?
Under the name The New Miss Lovely Black, I'm on Amazon. I'm on Google Books. We are tuning up. We already have the contract with Barnes & Noble. So just Google the name, and there's I have other contracts with small bookstores. So go on Amazon and put in The New Miss Lovely Black, and that's MIZZLUVLI, Black, and all of the books will show up.
Okay. Radio show. Let's talk about this talk radio show. What kind of radio show we got going on?
Real talk with The New Miss Lovely Black.
The real talk, real talk. That
Real
scares
talk.
me. What kind of real talk y'all talking about?
Listen, we keep it 100% real. We don't filter no.
Okay, so it's a real talk. Let me ask this next question. What time does the show come on?
It comes on at 9 p.m.
It's real talk.
That's
Okay. So this
9
is
to
adult
10:30.
radio, right?
It's adult radio. We're being aired in over 30 countries, and you know, I've been at it for over 2 years with it. But sometimes we have, you know, not so spicy topics, and a lot of times we do, because you know, we want to talk about, you know, the taboo topics of the world. You know, we talk about, you know, relationships, and you know, the American relationship is one man, one woman, but more and more people are starting to turn to open relationships, polygamy, and you know, so on and so forth. So we talk about all of those things.
So do you host this show by yourself? Or do
No,
you
I have 2 co-hosts.
Shout out your co-host. You got two.
Shout out to Mo Benz, and then we have a house co-host that he comes in, and that's Smooth out of New Orleans. But shout out to Mo Benz. He's an awesome co-host, and he's out of New York, and we get it done.
So how do we listen to this show? And you say it comes on at 9:30.
Right.
Is it on? Is it your own network, or is it on a network, or how do we listen to it if our ears are tuned to listen to real talk radio?
Well, I'm on Blog Talk Radio platform.
Okay.
But you could go to my website for everything me. So it's the new MissLovelyBlack.com, and you can listen to the shows from there. You can find all of my social medias there, and anything that I'm doing that I want to enlighten you on. It's on my website.
Okay. Your price points for your books, are they expensive?
Yeah, like $6.99, $5.99.
That's pretty good.
$8.99.
You know, a lot of people are going. I know that there are a lot of authors. I have a lot of authors at my church, and I've noticed lately that a lot of people are going with ebooks. Have you know about the ebook thing? I do reading, and I like to do reading, but it seems like everything now is ebook this, ebook that. I'm like, okay, what happened to the paperback books? What happened to the books that we can get and literally read?
I'm in ebook and paperback, but Amazon offers programs for certain people that you can just pay $9.99 or $10.99 a month, and you can read unlimited, books. So more people are just going for the ebook version as opposed to buying the book itself, right out.
And I think that the reason why the ebook is so popular is because when you want a book, you want it then. You don't want to have to wait for it to come in the mail.
Right.
You want to read it then. You want to dive into it right then. So I think that's one of the reasons why ebooks are coming so popular, I guess. I don't know. So, man, this is pretty. I mean, you're adventurous. You have, you're an author. You're a radio talk host. You have businesses. So you did like a 360. You decided that at some point in your life that you just wanted to just change. You just wanted to do something totally different. I'm proud of you. I mean, I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
decided that that's what you were. I see you mentoring girls. I see you doing something that you say that it's only important to you that if you only can change just one. But I see you changing more than just one. I see you doing something different with girls because, we always talk about our young men, but what about our girls? We have some girls that are lost too.
That's right.
We have some girls that get lost in the system, but nobody talks about our girls.
They don't.
We always talk about our boys. They're lost too. I love our boys too. But we need to focus on girls as well. And I think that I see that for you. I see you focusing on mentoring girls.
Right. And if anyone out there that has a mentorship program and you would like for me to be a part of it, I'm here for you. Any young ladies that want to have somebody to talk to and you don't have anyone to turn to, I'm here for you. Inbox me, message
Give
me
them
on
your
any of my social
information.
medias.
Yeah.
Go to my website, The New, and that's TheNewMizzLuvliblack.com. And you can contact me there. You can reach my social medias there. I'm always reading my inboxes. I only don't respond when it's not appropriate, but I'm here.
Oh, and she will call you out. She will blast you. And then show proof that she was what she talking about. So please don't do that.
She on
so
my page.
funny.
She play too much.
She is so funny. Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm here. I'm here to talk. I know how hard it is when you're going through that, and the first step is to acknowledge it. Look, when I acknowledged that it was time for me to go, it took me 2 more years to two and a half years to get out officially. So the first step is to acknowledge that this is something that you want to do, and I'm here to walk you through it and to point you in the right direction, because I didn't have anybody to point me in the right direction, and it definitely wasn't the people around me, because they weren't trying to stop making fast money. But you can still make that same fast money with your clothes on.
Yeah, just got to use your brain, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, instead of your body. So I'm going to let you all know there are some people that are watching. We have different outlets. I usually go live, Facebook Live on my page for people that are not tech savvy, don't know how to do all the apps and loading of whatever. But we have different apps and different networks and medias that you can use to follow the show. We have Lyve TV, which is the network that my show is airing from, which is the Status Network. You can download the Status Network app. Usually my show, I go live so that those of you who don't have the app download, you can have a way to watch it. But there's Google Play, there's the Apple, you have Instagram, it's Lyve TV dot status. We have Facebook Lyve TV dot status, Periscope, Twitter, Amazon, Status Network, YouTube. All of those are Lyve TV dot status. So if you guys would just like to download the Status Network outlet, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm sure the station would love that. But that's just an outlet for you guys. And usually when I post the ad or the flyer for my show, I always put a link at the bottom to let you guys know how you can follow me. So I want to tell the viewers, thank you for watching for today. And I want to thank you as well for being my guest. And I guess thank Lisa for throwing me under the bus, because I was like really thrown off. But I really appreciate who you are, your candidness, your openness, and just being open about who you are and sharing your story, because I usually don't do this. And, you know, we talked about this, and you say, well, what kind of show is it? And I say, well, it's to be positive show, and it's usually positive. It's motivating, and you did motivate in your own way. So I think I have to get out of the box myself, and I have to bring in different interests instead of always thinking that I always have to keep it closed-minded on a Christian level, because people don't always want to hear about Christian things. You know, they want to hear about real things. They want to hear about real life things that they go through. You know, it's not always sugar and candy, glitter and gold.
It's not.
You know, if we don't talk about trials and tribulations, how are we going to save somebody else?
Right.
You know, they're going to always, we can't, right? So go ahead and give them your contact information. And you did say that if there's anyone that wanted to talk to you, how do you get guests for your show? For your do you get guests on your show, or you just actually a flat out talk show that you picked? Is it scripted, or is just a flat talk show?
It's definitely not scripted.
Okay.
But sometimes
so y'all be
I will
talking
have
nasty on there, don't you? I know y'all do. I know. I'm gonna listen to y'all one day.
Definitely.
Okay.
Go to the website.
Is it every day at 9:30?
It's Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
So, it's go to the new MissLovelyBlack.com.
And if they want to follow you, how do they do that? Is it?
You can follow me on Instagram at SB&D.
Did you forget?
Yeah, I was like, which one am I gonna give them? You know, in my head, I have a personal and a business one, so let's just go with the business. SB&D LLC on Instagram. On Twitter, I am Mizz Lovely Black 1, MIZZLUVLI, Black 1, and Instagram, I'm Shonda Mack.
Okay. You know what? I got one more question. We got to wrap it up because it's a few minutes before the next show comes on. I want to know, why was it such a controversial? Why they wanted you to drop your name? Is it that they just wanted you to totally disassociate yourself with that world? Why?
Because they don't want, you know, this society is not set up to help each other. It's helped to bring, it's set up for us to bring each other down. And then, you know, the other man, he can come along and help and save the day. So, you know, we as a people, especially brown people, we are taught to just bring each other down based on what they've been through, instead of saying, hey, I see what you went through. You know, I apologize. How can I help to get you in a better place? How can I support you? But we're bandwagoners, and we're only going to support you if somebody else is supporting you, or we're only going to, you know, it's a lot of followers and not leaders. And so I'm not a follower, I'm a leader. And that's why I chose to keep my name and just put the new on it. Because I'm, you know, it's still Miss Lovely Black. I'm just, you know, I got a new outlook on life. I got a renewed spirit, you know, renewed faith. You know, it just, everything is, you know, new about what it is that I'm doing, but I'm still going to take my message and spread it to the world. No matter how long it takes for me to get there, I'm going to stay focused, and I'm going to stay prayed up, and I'm going to keep the faith, and I'm going to get my message out there.
Well, I'm glad you stood on that and you kept your name. I'm excited. You know what? In a week from today, I'm going to be 55. So I'm going to be double grace. I'm going to be celebrating my 55th birthday. And before I left, I had a friend call me and say, hey, 55 is a good number. Are you going to have a birthday party? But I'm so crazy because I'm not a birthday party person. The biggest birthday party I had, I was 16, was my sweet 16 birthday party. And I'm not one of those people that change. When it comes to, I'm 55. Because I'm 55, I'm not having a birthday party. I'm just grateful. I am grateful that I am. Nuh-uh, girl, I might get on an airplane to fly somewhere. Now that's me. But having a birthday party, I'm not going to do. But I am excited that on next Monday, I am going to be 55 years old. So I'm excited, thankful, I'm grateful, and I just wanted to let everybody know that in a week from today, I'll be celebrating my 55th birthday.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Such a great milestone.
So we won't be back on next Monday because it's my birthday.
Right.
It's my birthday, so I won't be here, but we will be back the first week of October. Right. So you guys join us on next week. I'm not for sure who our guest is going to be, but we will be back the first week of October. I'd like to thank all of you guys for joining us on today. And until then, see you later and have a blessed week. Bye.